Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for, what is this, February 15th, 2026. Hope everybody had a great and wonderful Valentine's Day in every way. My wife and I had a good one and enjoyed it. I guess the kids were here somewhere doing stuff, but this week, we don't really got time for a lot of jokes, and I'll tell you why. Because there's a whole lot of stuff I'm trying to get through it as fast as I can. There's a new blaster, and where we're going, we don't need jokes. I don't have time to joke around all Sunday with all the Toy Fair stuff. Now, I'm going to try to keep all this stuff sort of in order, but it's not going to be as in order as I'd like. And I'm going to try to go through it as fast as I can, because I'm trying not to show pictures I've already shown in the past. I'm trying to get all fresh pictures for this video, which is a bit of a challenge, but I still want to kind of cover some stuff I've covered in the past. But I'll cover it a little bit faster, and hopefully covering it with a better angle and all of that kind of stuff. Yojo, Cowabunga. This, I probably won't talk about it anymore. This is all you're going to get. Super 7 talking about Law and Order. I don't have that fit in here anywhere, but thanks to Laser Pants for that one. And then we've got a little big bit of Mondo stuff to show for Mo 2. We've got a really kind of a fun picture right here of Power Lords. We've been waiting for this. We've been looking for this. Yet, still less stuff shown than I would have expected. The Cell's got a lot more to offer. And then, surprisingly, there's a lot of stuff going on with NECA. And we'll talk about that, hopefully. And if you're out there collecting the changeables, I think that most people have gotten the first 8 if they're on top of it. I got the first 8. If you're on top of it, so there's only 8 more to go in about 3 or 4 weeks. So get on those. But NECA is doing some McDonald's characters, and then you won't have to, clog your arteries to get them. And then we got Star Wars news. This is really, I believe, everything that they showed we've already seen, but I'm going to show some pictures anyway. Coming up. Starting out with what's new at Show Z Store, and this is the Craftsman Toys DJS BS01, but it's no BS that this is Skybreaker the Ultra Magnus, and it is Masterpiece scale, 10.63 inches tall. I don't believe they've made an Ultra Magnus or a Masterpiece yet. So Craftsman, this might be their first Masterpiece. That might be what 01 means, but let's get into Missing Link, Takara Tomy, Grimlock animation version. And this is different than the first one. The first one's going to have the vac metal look on it, and it's going to look more like the toy. This is going to look more like the cartoon. Full disclosure, I did pre-order this. $10 down at Show Z Store, and it always helps me when you put in TH to support that reviewer. Alright, so this one is the AMK Pro Series Bumblebee movie one. Now, I got the Rise of the Beast one, which was like $75, so I assume this will be $75. This still is, I think, $1 down on it, and $1 down. And yeah, you pretty much know what to expect if you got the other one. If you didn't get the other one, you're holding out for Bumblebee. I think a lot of people might have been. Then this is your chance. And Joy Toy is got the Rocksteady Bebop. I'm just showing Rocksteady in here, but they look got the Bebop. These are the mighty ones, or the mechanical ones, or however you want to put it. They call them mighty. $1 down, but you get the double discount, which would take $37 down to $35. Double $1. Well, you basically get another $1 knocked off. Anyhow, I did pre-order this one. Yes, I'm turtled out, but I still kind of like the Joy Toy. I want to keep up with it, and yeah, I've already told everybody about that. Now I've got some, I guess we can say masterpiece-ish-esque stuff. This one is the Takara T-Spark Core display, showing off this Dia Battles X space hype via Hobby Watch. So this is pretty cool. Diaclone stuff, I guess you can say. And yeah, even with this, I'm probably going to be bouncing around from Masterpiece to other things, but they are shiny. And then we're getting into the 3.0 MDLX Red Alert, which I have the side swipe. I'm tempted with Red Alert. I like the side swipe. Even though it's a bit stylized, I still like it. I really like the Red Alert. And that's that old same old thing. It always happens that way. I like Ratchet better than Ironhide. I like Red Alert better than Sideswipe. Not that I like the characters better, I just like the look better. Okay, we're getting into an actual picture in hand of the MPG-16 Nucleon Quest Super Convoy. And, I mean, we lay people here would say, like, isn't this sort of a Nemesis Prime? But that's not exactly what it's supposed to be, I guess. But that's what it looks like next to... Which figure is that? Now I'm a bit at a loss which Prime that is. I guess I'll have to... Is that Commander? Is that Commander Prime? So I got the KO, so mine looks a little different. 01 Studio showing off their 01S-06 board con. And I gotta say it looks pretty good. Here's how you see how big it is. And I feel every company should do this themselves. They should put something in with their pictures so you know how big it is. I know there's another broadside out there that I'm still not 100% sure how big it is. Well, I guess I am now because I think Deluxe reviewed it. So there we go with size and scale, and that's pretty good size figure. Are we looking at... Yeah, that's still Masterpiece. That's still MP scale, and that's really big. I mean, any figure that makes a Jetfire look small is pretty big. I am curious, though, how many people would be interested in this one if they already bought the Hasbro Titan class one? Meg Toys has got a significant lead on MPU. I just did 2 of the MPU recolors, and so they've only got about 18 or 19 to go to catch Meg Toys. But Meg Toys has got another one. They call this one Croc Style via Chris Carlo. And I didn't catch this at first. In the first picture I saw this was real dark, and I thought it was like a black repaint. And now with a brighter picture, it's green. And I actually kind of like it. I don't think I have any like hunter green Seekers yet, but I'm not going to pick it up myself personally. I kind of like the newer designs more of the Make Toys. We got some more T-Spark stuff here, and this is Ironhide Blackout. The big deal isn't the picture, it's the price. So Ironhide's $115, Blackout is $130. Those are converted from yen to dollars, and as you know, those prices don't always align with what gets charged, and usually it's about the same, I would assume, but sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, but we got a ballpark to start if you're interested in these. All right, now talk about this MPG blaster, and I've got some stuff to say about it. First of all, I really didn't expect this, and I should have, sort of. I know I made a lot of comments like, why haven't they made a blaster when they're putting out the reissue of their Soundwave? And that was not a prediction. It was more of kind of chastising them. But yeah, like they're actually doing it. They are actually putting out a blaster. I think it looks pretty good. And I think I actually have a screen grab of the alt mode. So now it's been brought to my attention that the alt mode is lopsided. And I will give that shout out to the Bod vs. Con, James, bringing that up, that it's lopsided. And if you look at the show, it's supposed to be equal lengths on both sides. So if you look at the chest is kind of moved to the left a bit. It's shifted over. For whatever reason they decided to do that, but there's a screen grab so you can decide for yourself and ascertain whether or not you like it. But I think it looks pretty good. We got to see the paint. We know it's going to weigh about, half a pound lighter than Fans Toys. It's going to be tough to beat Fans Toys or even Deformation Space, but looking at it, I do think it looks pretty good. Now, if this was any other week, I would have spent more time with Blaster, and don't worry, we'll have more opportunity in the future. So we got this RC from Flame Toys. I thought we already put this out. They already put this out. There's got to be something different about this. I think she looks great. I think it's an excellent figure. It is a kit to put together, and people who have told me they put this kit together said it took them 2 hours. Now, it could take you 5. It could take you 30 minutes. I mean, how much time would you like to spend with RC or Windblade? They're also doing Windblade. So if you want to take your time and enjoy every second, go ahead. If you want to get it done, rush through it real fast in like 30 minutes. Either way. Now, there's probably some more Blockies stuff going on, but they're making vehicles, and Yeah, I hope this is Blockies. They're making the vehicles. This is what they all look like. Little side of the box there. I don't got time to go through 15 pictures, and so that's what you're going to get for now. We'll see more of this in the future, too. All right, so there is a Studio Series Matrix of Leadership Roleplay. I think this one's going to be pretty expensive, but it lights up. You pull it, lights up, and that's what it does. I was serious. I thought I saw a price on it yesterday, or maybe I just heard a price on it. I think it's like in the 120 range or something, but again, I don't know. So I shouldn't throw out prices until I usually just read them straight off of the screen, and I don't have to read off the screen. Anyway, it's pretty cool. I do believe this is the picture that got the internet buzzing. They were buzzing about, are we getting another Unicron reissue and all that kind of stuff. And we're gonna see this in 72 hours. People thought Toy Fair were seeing a new Unicron. I haven't seen a new Unicron yet. We do see this, and it's the apology tour of putting out more figures. And I will also say this, that I don't have anything against them with putting these figures back out, but they are making significant changes, in my opinion, to the Shockwave. Obviously, that's the new body for Skywarp. And looks like a lot of stuff redone on Astro Train. And yeah, we got some good stuff here. I do want to point out about Snarl, for all of you that bought during the dark times, when Hasbro hated collectors with a passion and put out these figures in closed boxes, even though the first two releases were open box. 2 releases, this and Sludge, were closed box. And then Swoop, open box. Now, I would like plastic in there, a little plastic something, so you don't get dust in there. But you're getting an open box so you can see the figure, which I would prefer myself. But it's getting reissued, too. All right, no time to kill. Let's get into this. This is Blockies Transformers at Toy Fair this week. And yeah, it's all good stuff. Looks fine. We talked about Blockies. There's more Blockies. But, oh, wait. Hold up a second. That's the Unicron that they were talking about. Oh, no, I got just kidding. All right, this is the Titan class Grimlock from Age of Extinction, I believe. Now I actually don't have Age of the Primes, but it's Age of Extinction movie. I don't have a lot of notes on this stuff, so I'm winging it. I will say something wrong here, but you get to see it. This is some sort of combiner. I think it might be Bruticus. People have been dogging how it looks. They're like, Bruticus looks terrible, but I don't think it looks bad at all. I mean, it's Hasbro, and Hasbro is doing better on this one than they've done with the past ones. Better than Combiner Wars. So there's my complimente. Here we go with... Now, this is why I think this looks... Look how smooth it is. There's still line work to Shockwave. But... Look at the alt mode. The alt mode is a straight up gun laying on its back. When you turn it over, there's probably a sight. Where's a clear sight at? Oh, upgrade kit, clear sight. I can already see it. I mean, this is definitely not an upside down submarine. Or this is not a submarine. It's an upside down gun. Yeah, how about that? Oh, and then Skywarp. I think it's a good picture of what we got going on with Astro Train. I mean, not really good in the bot mode, but good on all these. I don't remember the other one having Smoke Trail. I think that's something new. I don't think this is completely reworked from the ground up, but I do think that it's been heavily retooled because it does look significantly better than the other one, and it'll be more expensive too. You get less parts. All right, what have we got in here? It's Yolopark, and yeah, they got a lot of things going on. I've already covered most of this, so I'm only going to show a few of the pictures individually. I still think it's one of the better lines going on right now. So here's some cheating with the Cheetor, and yeah, I think it looks great. I think this is the AMK. Also, I'm a little torn on doing combiners in this scale. I would say if a combiner should be like, if it's an 8-inch figure, it needs to be at least 50% taller, twice as tall, 16-inch. No, how big should a combiner be? I think these are only coming in, clocking in around 11 inches. For an 8-inch scale toy line, feels just a little too small for me. I mean, when they get to Jetfire, how big is Jetfire going to be? I'm definitely getting a Jetfire if they get a Jetfire. Anyway, this is... What is this? More of the Yolopark stuff they have going on. Minis. How many are they going to make? All right, this is Kranix, and I really like... Or is it Arvalus? Is it Kranix or Arvalus? Will they just recolor this and make both? Arvalus, look! But... the pictures are side by side. They're across my page here. This is what it turns into. Now, this is something I never even would have thought of. I wouldn't have thought of this. What it would turn into. Or what it transforms into. I mean, it's still just transforming into that. But it still transforms. Even though I don't know what that is. Is it a submarine? Is it a spaceship? Is it a futuristic car? I'll call it a plane. Is it a bird? It's a bird. I gotta say, there's not as much Transformer news going on this week as I thought for this, so I'm gonna call it on this one, and then, of course, I'll swing back around to do more Transformers, of course, in the future. But this is the G2 Dinobots from the Studio Series, Hasbro, and I think it's awesome they're doing it. I just didn't realize how odd that Swoop and Sludge look. They look real odd. Now, I'm not saying that... I mean, maybe that's why they didn't go with it. Maybe that was like, this is the first attempt that we'll show it. We need to refine this a little more. I don't know. But I'm on the fence on that one. As much as I love Swoop, I've got everything else in this picture. Now, let's look them in Bob modes. And, yeah, it's like... It's almost like... Look what's going on with Transformers. We're about to do that with G.I. Joe. We're going neon. Go neon, baby. Still looks like a great set, all in all. Let's get into the rest of Toy Fair for all of the other companies. Oh, before we do that, I got one more Transformers story. If you stuck with me all 14, 15 minutes. Looks like they're putting these tapes, the cassettes back out, masterpiece cassettes, but they're calling MPG. The MPG on this is just painted different. Slightly. Slight different repaints. The 21 and the 22, I don't have pricing on these. I'm not even sure if I'm going to pick them up. I have them already. I don't know if I need them again. And, okay, I know I don't need them again. But I might get them just for the Rat Bat. The Rat Bat is a tough one to get. And I do have the first one. But this looks significantly different. Are they different enough to double dip? I don't know. And I lied. I lied to everybody. I'm trying not to show too many of the same pictures over and over. But this is one that's not... in my kind of stream of pictures that I'm about to show. And Visionaries from Super 7. Confirmed they're going to be a Reaction Plus figures. Confirmed they're going to be $25. Not confirmed if they're going to have the holograms. Which, Brian, do the holograms, man. You're charging $25. It's $5 to back metal the whole figure. You can figure out $5 to get a hologram on it. But anyhow, with this, they're probably going to scale exactly with your Joes. I know they made bigger figures in Joe with the Fluffies, Fatal Fluffies, and Ragnamar or whatever. But with this, I would actually prefer them to be the same scale as the vintage line. But a lot of people made a good point that vintage stuff still already exists. You can go get that. And it's not ridiculously expensive. But Joe scale ones don't, except for the SDCC exclusive Leoric that came out a while back, and with that, yeah, good points. Alright, I guess I'm going to start with G.I. Joe. Now, I don't really know exactly what's going on with all of this. This is wildly interesting, what we have with the G.I. Joe, but this is, there's going to be like a dinosaur dude, handler, there's going to be Legacy Series Special Forces Soldier. There's going to be Night Creeper, which is not in here. Cobra Guy with the Raptor. Paleo Viper. Cobra Guy with Whip and Claw. And then Professor Rotclaw. I didn't watch any videos about it or anything, so I'm just looking at pictures. And there you go. I think this came from TNI News. And so between TNI News and Toy Arcs, where I got all my pictures. Those two sources. And it looks pretty cool. Then there's another kind of picture of him with a claw. This dude with a claw here. It looks like something you could put with your Mad Max. Almost looks like something that would be considered a Dreadnought. Dare not. Not sure what's going on with them showing these vehicles. Are we getting a green repaint here of the vehicle? Is it going to be packed with a figure? So I didn't get that information yet. And then they're showing what looked like the Python Patrol Trouble Bubble also. Not really too concerned about that, but I guess maybe some people are. That already came and went. Here is the Hydra Viper, which I think is really awesome. This purple is way brighter on it than the renders. And so this is even better than I thought. So definitely instant purchase on this. I'm not pre-ordering it though, because I'm fairly certain I'll find it at Target for a deal. Like every Joe I've got at Target, I was able to get some sort of a deal with it there. And he definitely looks really good over here too. So, I mean, they're doing a great job. I don't think we need a retro one of him either, because the color looks good. Even though I like one of the Carbacks more, it's just one of those things. Like, not every character is going to be popular enough for a retro, which is why I think they made them just retro out the gate. Not all the figures are retro. Zanya with the bike. Swamp Skier. I think a lot of people don't like the Swamp Skier. It's kind of split. Some people love it. They're like, I want 5. And then other people are like, it looks terrible. We want it to look just like the vintage one. And I do understand that mentality. I'm not really excited for the Swamp Skier myself, and I would have preferred to just be able to buy a Zanya and not have to buy a Swamp Skier. But I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not sure where I'm going with it yet, but I'm definitely getting a Zanya. And trying to maintain a little bit of sanity myself. I'm going through these pictures, but I'm also kind of going in order. But I want to throw this in because we're going to see this again, I think, in the Super 7 booth. But with that, these are Walmart specials, Walmart exclusives. I don't know if we'll see them clogging up shelves or if it's going to be a pre-order fiasco. They never send it to you, charge you up front, never send it to you. Then you have to fight to get your money back. I don't know. Update on my Walmart issue. I got my refund. Well, through the credit card company, had to go fight Walmart for 6 weeks for me to get it back, but I got it back. I don't know exactly how they got it back or if they took the loss or what, but yeah, that's a nightmare from an order 6 weeks ago. Yeah. Anyway, I will not pre-order these from Walmart. If that's the only way to get them, I'll do without. Halloween. So this is coming soon. I believe this is Trick or Treat Studios. Yes, Trick or Treat Studios 5-inch action figure line. Michael Myers, Laurie Strode, Dr. Loomis, young Michael Myers, and yeah, Trick or Treat Studios. Getting into the next pictures. Oh, so now we've got into NECA. This is going to feel a little all over the place, but whatever. It is what it is. This is NECA, and they're doing some, I guess, McDonald's stuff, and that's Grimace, and it's impressive. It's pretty impressive that they're going to make these. I don't know how popular they'll be, but I think everybody knows of McDonald's. I don't know how many people need a Grimace in their life. Let me know if you need a Grimace in your life. I'd be curious about that, because if you need a Grimace in your life, you probably need an Oscar the Grouch, and we've got some Oscar the Grouch coming too. I talked about the big one from Super 7 yesterday, but today will be a different one. But we're not there yet. Now we're into Pee Wee Herman. So we've got different Pee Wee Herman stuff. Well, Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee Herman. This one is going to come with different smaller characters, probably different face sculpts and stuff. So if you already bought the first one, that's still a good one. Get this one for the different face sculpts and all of that. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to buy 4 different Pee Wee Hermans to get the whole Playhouse cast. I feel like that might be how it goes. Okay. Saving all the Star Wars for the end, though. That's one thing I am doing, is saving Star Wars for the end. All right, so we have got the Loyal Subjects update here. Now, that Wave 2 over there on the left is just vintage figures and vehicles that they're using to straight up knock off and then make slight changes to. They didn't say that, but that's how it feels. The only difference in this picture is that we've got this glow-in-the-dark version. I hope we can order that from BBTS. I would go ahead and order this just because it's so unique and interesting and different. And if it's only $60, that'd be great. They're probably going to gouge the heck out of people. that's probably how it's gonna. But it's gonna glow in the dark. There's a lot of glow in the dark features to it. It looks just like a grid line, just like when you watch the intro. This makes sense. I'm okay with repaints and recolors. Would rather them be down the road, but something like this is awesome. This is loyal subjects also with their Gem of the Holograms. Of course, I'm not in on this. I'm not about the doll life, but those who are enjoy them. I don't know anything about. I heard that they don't have great quality, but I don't want to bash them just to bash them. If I don't, I truly haven't even watched a video about it, so I didn't see like a handbrake off or anything. This is at McFarlane Toys. Why is this next? I don't know. It's not something I'm super into, but if you're into it, it's kind of like a sort of the Super Deforum chibi statues. But this is kind of cool. Now I do like looking at these figures. I don't collect this line anymore. I bought the first wave and I'm done. One and done. But they look great. I just not so into the animated series, but some people are. Yeah, some people do love the animated series, and these designs look really good. They look really nice, clean. I like how stuff's clean like that. This is the sort of the Batman 66 moved into what's going on now. What do you even call it anymore? Super Friends. But yeah, I'm probably in on most of these. Really, the main one, the Manta, looks exciting. Don't know what more they're going to put out for this. They've only got the rest of the year. Mondo booth. There's only a couple things that I think stand out, really. And this Skeletor and the He-Man 2000X, 1/12 scale, like 115 bucks or something. I think you can get a He-Man for 95 and Skeletor's like 115. But then again, I don't have the numbers in front of me. Doing all this from memory and guessing on something that I did not commit my money to. So how on earth should I remember the price on that? Here is Mondo showing off some of the Ghostbusters, which I would have thought they would have been showcasing. Who's the last one that we need? Yeah, Ray Stantz. That's the one I think is the last one everyone's waiting on. And here is the Skeletor with the Panthro. All right, getting into Cell. I like what they're doing. They're not doing a whole lot, but they're still doing it. So this is Cowboys of Moo Mesa, Sheriff Terrible. I think he looks great. I'm not too into the property, but if I get these at a good price, which I mean, 35 is not bad for what it is, but if I get them at a pretty good price, I'm probably going to pick up this first wave. Then there is the Calamity Cape. I was trying to figure out how to use the cow puns. So I heard there's a lot of puns in this. I've never even watched an episode. I need to watch an episode, I guess, to get in on it. But I do like this figure, the way they look. They're nice looking figures. I like their design. Very cartoony. Looks really good. I mean, heck, I'd be happy if they made Bionic 6 or, you know, a whole bunch of different properties that haven't quite made it out yet. Here is Spydrax from Sectaurs, and he looks good. He looks really good. And with the flyers, remember the flyers are 40 bucks, the figure is 25. Somehow I thought there was a deal where I spent 100 and got 2 flyers and Spydrax. Yeah, I guess that worked out to $100 or so. But I already paid for mine. I'm waiting for them to come in. This is, I guess, cut off the head there. Joked in the past, my grandma used to always cut the heads off in pictures. But Wave 3, Trancula. And yeah, this was a good one. This is a tough set to get. So, like, the figure itself, vintage-wise, is one of the harder ones to get because it just wasn't produced as heavily, I guess. I mean, the bigger and higher the price points back in the day, the less got produced. And so I don't think you were able to get the figures separately either with the riders from their mounts and stuff. We've got... Did I already cover this one? Anyway, Power Lords looks awesome. I'm really happy that they're doing Power Lords. I can't remember if I already covered this one. Maybe I did it in the intro. Yeah. But anyway, we've got the big one's Arcus, which is vastly larger in comparison to Atom Power than in the Vintage line. In the Vintage line, Atom Power and Arcus were about the same size, except for wings. This dude is beefy. This looks more ominous and menacing, and definitely substantial. Really cool looking figure. All of them look good. Curious how all of this stuff's going to work out. How he's going to pull all this off. I haven't seen him quite display it just yet, but looks like swappable torsos, which is a good idea. He's big on torso swap. And here's some Star Trek, and you get the holodeck. I believe that's a holodeck there. And He says that's never been made before, and that's going to come with the Geordie LaForge figure, and then the Worf separate, I believe. Separate, and Worf has swappable chest, torso. So cool stuff. Then, I didn't even see the price on it. What's the price? MSRP, TBD, to be decided. So starting to see the Enterprise bridge, sectional module parts showing up here, and no price just yet. But some more of the figures. I think the big point here, of course, is the actual bridge playset that's in the works. All right, now we're swinging over to NECA. I believe this is NECA. Yep. And this is Darkwing Duck. Nope, it's just DuckTales. I think they're going to do Darkwing Duck too. Possibly. They say there's more as this into works. People are all speculating what's going to happen. Anyway, so here's how it works. As you can see, there's 3 little platforms. So each larger figure comes with a smaller figure. So we get Huey, Dewey, and Louie with all of these other ones. Fantastic. I will probably collect this. Even though I'm not a huge DuckTales fan, I do like these. And mostly I'd want the robot. But if I'm going to do one, why not do them all? So definitely going to try to pick them up. Then Scram! Get out of here, Oscar the Grouch. So this is the Oscar the Grouch that I'll have to get my wife. I'll get her a couple of collectibles here and there. And Oscar looks cool. Really cool. Grover, Super Grover. And not sure if we're going to get 2 different versions of Grover. One's a Super Grover and then a standard Grover. Or all that's just accessories that you can put on them. I don't know. I probably won't. Grover really wasn't one of my favorites. And Oscar the Grouch wasn't my favorite either, but my wife likes her. So I'd get that. Here goes Muppets. The Muppet Show. And Miss Piggy's a lot thinner than I remember. So good on her. That's awesome. But looking at this, a pretty nice setup of figures and characters. Was it Gonzo in there or something? I don't remember all the names of the Muppets, but they look good to me. And yeah, NECA's going to do a great job with them, I'm sure. And NECA's doing more Beetlejuices, Beetlegeist. And so you've got the ones that are sort of like dressed like him, but got the shrunken heads. And then the other ones are based off the older version from the newest movie. For whatever reason, my understanding is they're not allowed to make one based off the earlier movies. Or if, I don't know, why wouldn't they? I don't know. Doesn't make sense. But anyway, this is based off of the older version, and there we go. Then there's this snake thing, whatever you want to call this abomination that they saw out there in the desert area. And then Beetlejuice, I guess he's at the rodeo. Let's see here. Okay, we got some monsters, some horror. We got Frankenstein, and then Uncle over there, which is nice. And then more of their horror stuff. I'm not going to go itemize all this. You just have a good look. They have all this on show. And it just felt like this and Trick or Treat Studios were going for similar aesthetics. And then we're at McDonald's, and I got a couple more of the toys. So I've got 10 of them now. Yeah, took a break. And I was like, let me go see if I can get 2 more toys. And I did. Anyway, here we go with all of these figures. They look nice. They look cool. I guess pending approval on Ronald McDonald. Like, I definitely would get a Ronald McDonald. Yeah, definitely have to. Burglar. And then those Halloween costume kids probably... I'd rather have the character than the costume kid. I'm not into the costume kid stuff. Some people are, though. Then there's Sneak Attack Toys. So I guess we're done with NECA for now. I don't know if I have more NECA pictures coming up, but Sneak Attack Toys has Chuck E. Cheese. And that's interesting. I don't know if I'd be in on this or not, but it's fascinating. I like seeing it. I like looking at this stuff. It's kind of cool. I'm not sure if it's going to have our... I mean, it looks like in the pictures behind it has articulation. This looks like it doesn't have articulation. So I guess we'll have to see full production models, but I'm pretty sure it'll have articulation because you can see the cut joints on the pictures behind it. Then Dino, the Last Dinosaur. He's someone's best friend in the whole wide world. How's that go? Something like that. I was told if I sing, everybody's going to unsubscribe from me, right? I was told that by somebody. Anyway, I think it looks cool. I think it looks good. If you're in on this property, I'll just buy it and put it with my Tiger Sharks and call it Dragonstein, even though it's nowhere near as tough as Dragonstein. We've got Super 7 here with these. We saw the renders. Now we see them all in person. Or I guess not really in person, in picture, but the real product, but not a render. And they look pretty much as you expect. So I do think that Mummra is a new figure. The more I look at it, because I have the Mummra, and this one looks like it does a little bit more. And it's got the soft cape. Now, the previous one I think had a soft cape. You could pick one of two capes. I believe I haven't opened my box of parts for it, so I don't know other than what I got on my shelf. But yeah, it looks good. And then people are saying this is a pinless version. Or no, not that it's pinless. People are saying this is the new body, which is a little slimmer for the Lion-O. And everything for Jog is probably 1-to-1, just straight pulled over. I think his belt doesn't have any of the detailing. So there's going to be less paint apps on this one, is what Brian would probably say if we asked him about it. Less paint apps. Now, I was a little disappointed that they didn't have a real tiger shark there. I still think this is just picture mock-ups, that they're just standing here. And the reason I say that is that's just a picture on like a picture display frame type deal. But 65, man, 65 is tough price point. I guess this is Super 7 Ultimates with their 2003 or 6 or something. I'm not deep enough into Turtles. No, they look good though. They look really good, and you can see the extra articulation that they put in there. And you know what? It gets away with it because the pads, the elbow pads and knee pads, are how you get away with it. That they did a really good job with that. Now I see why people wanted it so bad. All right, and then this just more pictures of the Reaction Plus Turtles, which I'm in for, sadly. Don't want to spend all that money. I'm not a huge Power Rangers fan, although I did, do a video of Power Rangers and stuff. But it would drive me up the wall trying to put a set together like this. I mean, you'd have to buy the whole box, and then open one of everyone, get your set, and then sell your extras, I guess. That blind box stuff just really gets on my nerves. And then next we're into the G.I. Joes. And these are the actual figures, what they'll actually look like. And yeah, I used to think people were making a big deal about it. It's a Walmart exclusive, it's going to suck, but Walmart's digging their own grave, that's for sure. All right, let's just finish up with Star Wars. I don't want to be stuck in editing purgatory forever. So here we go with the ATRT whatever. It's cool. Vintage collection. Vintage. It's not for the... Really, you're not seeing any vehicles really for Black Series anymore. And then Mandalorian Grogu. Another shot. You can see the box packaging, all that good stuff. If you're excited for it. And then probably my favorite part of all these pictures is retro. Would have liked to see them carded, but seeing them in IRL, in real life, is fine too. That works. Then we got Black Series, and so we've got Colonel Ward, and then we got Mando and Grogu, and yeah. If all y'all knew you could have just waited like 5 years and then bought them now, would you have rather just waited 5 years and bought instead of buying 7 of them along the way? And it's got a white box. I heard white box is the most valuable. It's got a white box. Am I right? Mole. Well, I think we've seen all this before, so it's not really anything new, but it's real. Real deal. Realer than real deal. And we got Black Series, and these are Geonosians. And this is the real slick part here. They're trying to get you to buy multiple so you can build a scene, and people will. I mean, if you're into the prequels, you probably want at least 3 of these. And then we've got the Tonwee that's back there. Tonwee's here. It's the Kaminoan that's in this picture also. Then we've got these that are from, is this from Clone Wars, I guess? I don't know. They look a little bit like real people, but maybe they are Clone Wars. Oh, that's that Dooku, like before and after. Yeah, that's that Dooku when he was a Jedi. Okay. And then this shot, if this helps anyone else. And this is something else. It's kind of like we got another Geonosian here, but it's in the the vintage collection instead of the Black Series. And so they're kind of giving you similar in both scales at the same time, which is something I always said they should do. Some people kind of argue with me on that. Well, I guess that's it. I guess I'll just roll through some old pictures from yesterday that weren't like in real life in here as we finish this up. And let me know what you think about this week's weekly news and review. What do you think about the Toy Fair reveals? There's some cool stuff. I'm not buying all of it. I'm passing on quite a bit too, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Teddy Mayor out.